Theo is joining us. He played in the big game as a member of the Philadelphia Eagles, one of the best wide receivers of all time. He ranks third all time in receiving yards, NFL Hall of Famer, two of the most famous initials in the game. Theo, welcome to Unleashed.
Good. How you doing, man?
We're good. It's
nice
good to
meet
see you.
Pleasure.
Now, you probably don't remember, but we've met.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
What about?
Does that make you nervous? First impression?
No, not at all.
You know, I'm actually going to show you. So, do you remember Chattanooga at Alabama a couple years ago?
Oh, yeah.
I was a sideline reporter for ESPN, and I talked to you. That was 2016, before you got inducted.
Oh, yeah. We had Alabama on the ropes for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit there.
No,
yeah.
that was a good game because I had to interview Nick Saban at halftime, and he was not happy.
I know.
But you remember that?
It was. I think the score it was like 10-3.
It was 10-3. Yeah. So this is us. I wanted to show you right there. If I do one push-up, he'll take a golf lesson. I don't think I'm doing a push-up. Welcome back to Tuscaloosa. I'm joined by a very special guest, six-time Pro Bowler, Terrell Owens, who's also a former Chattanooga Mock. You spoke to the team this morning. What did he say?
Well, just tell them to go out there and believe.
I'm telling you, I was watching, dude, if you watch his workouts right now on the gram, he looks just as good as ever. So, are you in town just in case a wide receiver goes down in this game? You're ready for a 10-day contract right there on the spot.
Oh, I'm always ready.
Yeah.
Always ready. Yep.
All right, that's what I figured.
Like, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
Like, you tell your agent, no, just keep the phone lines open.
No, I mean, I'm available.
I love that.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I love that.
It's like when you're engaged.
Oh, I see. I was worried you were gonna say that.
And you're not married. You're still available.
Yeah, yeah.
Until you get that ring on your finger.
You're on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that ring right there.
I'm just saying. Well, she's taking everyone.
Yeah.
She's taken by someone who has a little bit of a bag.
Man, I mean, geez.
Yeah, look at that.
Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more than just married.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You got one in the oven.
And
So yeah, I look very different than last time you saw me.
Oh, well, still looking good.
Thank you, man. Thank you. You know, last time I saw you too, we were in the hotel gym. It was just you and me. You know those tiny hotel gyms in the South?
Oh, yeah.
And I told you I couldn't do a push-up, and you said, "I'll teach you how," and you did.
I tried.
Yeah. Do you remember this at all?
Yeah.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You tried. I mean, it was a little bit of a struggle.
Still can't do it. Yeah. And we made a bet, and we said if you lose, you would work on your golf swing or something, and if I lost, I'd do a push-up. Did you work on your golf swing?
I didn't lose, did I?
No, I don't even know what the bet was.
No, I didn't lose. No, I didn't lose.
Well, speaking of losing and winning, let's get to the big game. You know, you can't really say Super Bowl, right? Beep, beep,
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Right, yeah.
It's a bad word.
So the season that you all got here with Philly, it was 2004. You had what we thought was a season-ending injury in December. And you did all this treatment like hyperbaric chamber, microcurrent, stuff that was pretty new at the time. Right. How do you explain how desperate you were to play in that game and what lengths you were willing to go to?
I don't really think of it as a desperate situation. Yeah. I just knew up until this point, it's my ninth year.
Wow.
So, I mean, I started, after my third year in the league, I acquired a trainer. And honestly, that's where I started to know and learn and become very knowledgeable about my body as far as nutrition, as far as me lifting weights and things of that nature to really withstand the bump and grind, the wear and tear of my body. I honestly really sought out like what nutrition did for my body, not in terms of my performance, but even how I bounced back and recovered from a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
And so I think for the most of my career, I was pretty healthy until that particular game. And that was a situation where, I mean, they gave me a timetable. Rick Burkholder, who's still the trainer for Andy Reid at the Kansas City Chiefs. Yep, at the Kansas City Chiefs. We put a plan together in order to try to make it to play in the Super Bowl. And once I felt like there was a shot, then we went for it.
Like, how many days before the game? Was it days?
No, I mean, it was like 6.5, 7 weeks before the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But the injury that I had sustained, I mean, they said this was literally probably like 3 to 4 month recovery process for this type of injury. But I think for me, I know you hear this phrase a lot, built different now. But I honestly feel like I'm built different than a lot of people. I think I'm one of those anomalies. You know, I mean, I feel like I'm a person that can defy the odds. I mean, even today, I honestly feel wholeheartedly that I could go out in the field and produce and play at a productive level. And that's just not me just throwing smoke out there. Honestly, I know I could do it if possible.
When you said it was Andy Reid's trainer, you meant the Chiefs trainer, not Andy Reid's, right? Because he doesn't look like he has a trainer.
See, Giannis is really mean.
No, I just want to clarify.
Andy Reid's team trainer.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Athletic head athletic trainer.
Got it. Because I was about to say, if he was Andy Reid's trainer, he needs to be fired.
And Giannis, that's like the biggest deal of coaches bringing these guys with them to different teams. That's a huge deal, especially in college football. I feel like you hear a lot about that.
Rick Burkholder, honestly, he's one of the best trainers. I played in 5 organizations, and no discredit to the others, but by far Rick and actually Andy too, as far as a head coach, by far the 2 best head coaches and trainers that I've had in my career. And I commend, not only just Rick Burkholder, but his entire staff to really put a plan together to make it to the Super Bowl. It was very, very grueling. Once I had surgery, I thought I was just going to chill out for about a week and then start rehab.
A week?
No, I did. I didn't really understand the process. I think that was probably like my first major injury.
Yeah, and it was major.
All right, and so I honestly didn't understand the timetable, the process in which we had to go about, the approach that we needed to take to actually make it to play in the Super Bowl. And so, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, with some of the things that I did as far as the microcurrent, the hyperbaric chamber, I was taking a number of supplements just to accelerate the healing process. And this was, like I said, for me, this was cutting edge just before anybody knew anything about trying to accelerate the process and using devices such as the hyperbaric chamber to do that.
When you're playing and you're a little injured, or you're coming back from an injury, or you haven't played in a while and you play in the big game like that, do you feel anything, or does the adrenaline just kind of take over whatever you feel?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. But for me, I had a break in my fibula, and I tore all the ligaments in my right ankle to where they had to insert 2 screws in a plate. And so up until I started to do weight bearing, exercise and things of that nature, I was in excruciating pain. Day 1 after the surgery, I'm in a limo. I go because I had my surgery in Baltimore. Dr. Myers did my surgery. So I get in a limo back to Philly. I elevate my leg up all night, and then the next morning I go immediately into the training room to start rehab. And soon as I let my leg down, the blood start rushing to that area. It was by far the most extreme pain that I had ever felt in my life, and this lasted probably for about a week. So I was not looking forward to waking up every morning and having to put my leg down. So that was something I had to get used to. But number one, I always put my faith in God. My grandmother always told me, when you put your mind to something, and there's a higher being, and you really truly believe that something is possible when the world say it's impossible, then you can accomplish those things. And I wholeheartedly believe that, along with the staff and the plan that we put forth to play. Even
do you think that if you believe the Jets could ever win? Is it possible to believe in that?
They won. They won a couple of games this year, and it didn't look so promising.
Right.
Even how about the Detroit Lions? I thought they was going to go 0-for.
Right. And the Bengals only won 2 games last year, so anything's possible.
Right. And they mustered out. The Lions mustered out 3 wins.
Good point. Believe, guys. Believe.
You got to believe.
And also try to be built different. That helps too.
And take a limo from your surgery. I think that expedites recovery.
Well, if you thought for 1 second T.O. was going to get in an Uber and not a limo, you got another thing coming.
Hey, well, they didn't have Ubers at that point in time.
You're right.
Even if they did, you'd be like, get me a helicopter to my apartment.
Oh, that's good.
I'm pretty reasonable. You know what I mean? I'm not high maintenance, and despite what people may believe.
No, but you travel in style.
Okay, is there one thing that you could agree you're a diva about? Everyone's got something.
But what's a diva? I mean, what does that mean?
Something you're kind of finicky about or high maintenance about.
Because you have a relentless pursuit of greatness that makes someone a diva.
See, I'm going to use that. I'm going to borrow that next time someone calls me that.
How about, candles?
Candles?
You don't know about this. T.O.'s got a line of candles.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'm in a little bit of a fight with my wife, and I want to know if I can get one before Valentine's Day. What is your discount code?
We have to figure that out. I can call my business partner right now. We'll figure something out.
I need
love
something. All right,
candles.
my wife's very mad at me. I was in Vegas last night, so I got a lot of apologizing to do. I need 6 candles, and I need them sent to my home and lit before she gets home.
I don't have 6. I have 5 at the moment.
I could take 5.
I have 5 at the moment. We have the Valentine's Day candle coming out. It's on pre-order right now, right around the corner for, actually, what's the day? The 7th or the 8th?
The 8th.
Oh, yeah. So pre-order started yesterday. They're already pouring them, all that type of stuff. And
pouring them.
Yep.
Hell
And so
yeah.
my Valentine's Day candle is called It's Me. Yeah, it's me.
It's me, T.O.
Right. It's made with the tuberose.
Oh, I like tuberose.
And a dark labdanum rose.
Oh, sexy.
Yeah.
Are you a romantic?
I wouldn't consider myself a romantic type, but I will pull out the stops if need be.
Yeah.
I'm spontaneous.
Oh, spontaneous is good.
Yeah. I mean, even with my candles, I mean, they have intention behind them. So he mentioned my candles. So for all those that are listening, if you want to go check them out, it's go to the website soultryaura.com.
I love that you have candles.
That's SOULTRYAURA.com.
These aren't normal candles. These are sexy candles.
No, these are sexy. When you look at they're sexy candles.
You can drip them on a body and they won't burn you.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you? What goes best with your candle? Sade? A little Will Downing Jr.? Keith Sweat? What am I?
Ooh, Sade and Keith Sweat, what have you like her with one in the oven?
Okay.
I'm just telling you right now, that had you with one in the oven.
Babe, you heard it there. We're going to throw one of T.O.'s candles down and I'm going to knock you up.
No, but there's honestly, there's intention. There's always creativity behind the things that I do. So with my candles, obviously I'm in the Hall of Fame. And so honestly, 2016 was the first nomination. And obviously I didn't get into
That's when I talked to you.
Right. I didn't get into
You were a little feisty.
No, I wasn't feisty. Well,
we all knew you should have gotten in on your first ballot.
Okay, we can say that.
Yeah.
So there's intention behind these candles. So at that time, 2016, honestly, for a lot of people that don't know, I was like, I wasn't highly recruited coming out of high school.
Right.
And so for me, I never thought I would play beyond the collegiate level. And so you fast forward, I played 15 years in the National Football League, and now I'm up for the Hall of Fame. And so I honestly didn't really know the magnitude of the nomination.
Yeah.
So I remember going down to NFL Network. I talked to Chris Rose because I was living here locally, and so they started asking me about how it felt, this and that and the other. And I thought I was just doing just a regular interview. And so I go back home, I turn on ESPN, the interview is on, and they're just rolling clips of my career.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I almost got emotional, and I'm like, man, how did I get here? And I honestly, I had to sit back and think for a second. I'm like, man, come from a small town in Alexander City, Alabama. Man. I go to a small Division I AA school. A kid that, like I said, I got there on the heels of someone else. And now here I am, I'm nominated for the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, man, how did I get here? And so I just started thinking. And so obviously my desire was there to be whatever it was. And so I thought about the other 2 Ds that came to mind was my dedication and my discipline. Yeah. And so now I'm being talked about as, at this point, I'm number 2, number 3, 4, statistically behind the greatest receiver of all time in Jerry Rice.
That's
and
great.
So I'm like, man, how did I get here? And so to speed things up, with my candles, those are the 3 pillars of success. Those are my 3 pillars of success.
Yes.
Desire, dedication, and discipline.
And it applies anywhere.
Right. So I dedicated those scents and fragrances to those 3 pillars. Yeah. Desire, dedication, and discipline. And for a lot of people that don't know, I just launched a wine with the Tommy Lasorda Family Wines company. I have a wine pairing candle as well.
Goes good with the wine, the certain candle?
Absolutely.
How do you say you're not romantic and your business now is wine
He's
and
a candle
candles?
sommelier. I love it.
Oh, no, that's cool.
It's so funny. Somebody asked me about if I was ever romantic, and I said I'm not really the romantic type, but I pulled out. I was engaged once. Yeah. And my ex my girlfriend, my ex now, she loved Brian McKnight. So we had been together. So we had been together for about 4 or 5 years, and so it was her birthday. Her mom came out. She was living in Phoenix at the time. I had purchased a place out in Paradise Valley.
Okay.
And so...
Was this on the T.O. show?
No, I don't think this was on the show. No, this wasn't on the show.
We're on the T.O. show now.
Yeah. I love that show.
So, with that being said, so our mom was, I told her mom what I was going to do, what I was up to. So we went to dinner.
Yeah.
And we came back to the house, and little did she know, I'm good friends with Brian McKnight.
Come on.
We come back in the house, and I had Brian McKnight playing at the piano.
That's so romantic.
As she walked in. So
that's the biggest stunt.
That's about as romantic as I can get.
Yeah, that's about as romantic as anyone can get.
Yeah. You're a route runner, but you're not scared to call an audible once in a while.
Not at all. Not at all.
Can I ask you this question? Your story, like you just said, little improbable, didn't know you were going to make the league, came from a smaller school. We got maybe the best receiver in this game has a similar story. What do you think about Cooper Kupp?
Phenomenal. It's amazing what he's doing. Especially coming off the ACL injury. That's a testament to with his rehab process and him having confidence and blocking out any mental things. And you have Odell, who also just went through an ACL and obviously trying to get back to that playing form of where he was when he was with New York Giants. And you're starting to see that. It's such a disservice and disgrace what happened there with the Cleveland Browns and OBJ.
I saw you tweeting about that.
Yeah.
No, because I think it really highlights, really what the offense, the offensive coordinator, the head coach, and even the quarterback, how they did him. I think they did him dirty. It was just such a disservice, especially if you think about he played. Just compare his first 8 weeks of the season, and his last 9 weeks of the season. Within his first 6 weeks, he has 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So you can't say that's the athlete.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that has to fall on somebody's shoulders.
Yeah.
And I commend OBJ for being quiet because everybody wanted him to say something. Just because his dad came out and said something, that's not OBJ saying something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I commend him with the maturity and the growth that he had going through all of that. I don't know if I could have been that quiet.
Yeah, it's be hard.
And like you have to commend him with the growth that he's had over the last couple of years. And so, I mean, that's a situation where I think anybody in his position, they could have just gone off the handle.
Yeah.
Giannis thinks that OBJ's dad should be MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yes.
No doubt.
For getting him there.
For getting him,
Absolutely. I'm sure if they win it, OBJ is going to be giving his dad a great present, I'm sure.
Should.
But I mean, I can't say enough about OBJ. I mean, we're friends. I'm always going to be a fan of his. Phenomenal talent. And like I said, I've been harsh. I've been very critical of Baker Mayfield. He's part to blame because he's a quarterback. You can get the ball to a receiver no matter what, regardless of what the play is.
Especially in this era, right? Where he's got all the time in you
because
can't
the
touch
thing
him.
is, I look at things differently from anybody else. Jarvis Landry goes out for about 4 weeks on IR. Now you have OBJ, who's arguably the best receiver on that squad. And he still couldn't produce it. They still couldn't get him the ball.
Yeah.
Well, Jarvis Landry comes off of IR, and it was almost like he never left. He instantly got back on track with, statistically 7, 8, 9, 10 targets.
Yeah.
And for 8 weeks, you're trying to say you can't find OBJ. You, as an offensive coordinator, you can't run routes. You can't put him in positions to win. That's very discouraging.
Was this the perfect place for him to land? I mean, this LA team just took him right in and, like you said, started producing.
I think any place with the caliber of quarterback as Matthew Stafford, he could have gone to Green Bay Packers.
I was hoping he'd go to Green Bay. That's my team.
Honestly, I think he would have been doing the same things that he's doing now with the Rams, with the Packers, had he gone over there.
And then we'd be in the Super Bowl.
Possibly.
But
honestly, I think those two teams, where he is now and Green Bay were definitely great viable options. I think he still, either way, he would have made a great choice. And I think now you look at where he is, I think this could not have been the best decision for him.
What do you think? Speaking of the Packers, everyone's talking about it, obviously. So I just want to get your take. We want to get your take. What do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to do? What would you do? Is he staying? Or is he going?
If I
and where's
can
he going?
kind of add to that question is, us fans and us in the media, we don't know what it's like to be y'all. You know, we don't know what it's like to.
I mean, sometimes y'all think y'all know what it's like.
Sometimes we do.
I'm not going to say you, but sometimes y'all think y'all know.
But that's when you're unhappy where you're at, which it seems like he might be. We don't really know why or for what, but what's that like when you're feeling like your potential isn't being reached and you want to go somewhere else maybe?
I felt like that.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
It's tough, and especially I think when you have someone of Aaron Rodgers' talent, who's been there for a number of years, you would think that he would have a pulse on, kind of moves that offensively or just as a team with management about making certain moves with certain guys. You would think they would lean on him because offensively, again, he's a big piece of their success.
Yeah.
So again, I understand and probably the frustration, and it's really up to the individual whether you want to change the scenery or not. I don't think he can do much more than what he's done because he's been there for a number of years. I'm sure erased the record book. He's gotten a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What else can he do there
Couple
besides
MVPs.
Right, other than win another Super Bowl?
Yeah.
So I think it's ultimately up to him whether he wants to stay there or at least go to a team where he feels like he can, get them over the hump. I think Tampa Bay is a great option.
Right.
If you think about it, I'm sure he's tired of the cold.
Well, hey, now it's a cute little town.
Yeah.
What's that?
Green Bay.
I'm not saying
little town.
You just trying to keep him in Green Bay.
I'm not saying it's
I
not
want him
cute.
to stay in Green Bay. And okay, here's my thought.
You
If
didn't
Aaron
look at that
leaves,
last game. You didn't see the misery on his face. How cold it
he
was.
looked like Giannis said, like he was waiting for the bus.
He looked like he was waiting for the bus in the cold. Yeah.
I was waiting for the bus and I was at home on my couch.
But why did he look like he didn't want to be there? There was one offensive touchdown in that game on the first drive.
But it was a struggle for both teams to score.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, to play in those conditions, it's not easy. So again, I told you, media thinks they know what it's like to be an athlete.
We do. We know.
I mean, it's again, you get paid the big bucks, and like now, I don't like the cold. I don't like when it's 60 or 70 degrees here in LA.
I'm with
and
you.
I'm cold, and everybody's like, "How did you play in Green Bay? How did you play in Philly? How did you play in Buffalo?" Buffalo, I'm like, I got paid to do it. You have to, you know what I mean? You have to really, psych yourself. No, you don't really have to psych yourself out, but you get used to it. And if you're running around, it's only cold if you're just standing on the sidelines.
Right.
Not getting a lot of reps.
In those big capes,
Right.
Well, this conversation started with Cooper Kupp, and him and Jonathan Taylor are kind of neck and neck right now for Offensive Player of the Year. We're going to find out Thursday. Yeah, what do you think?
I would probably lean more towards Cooper Kupp. I mean, just because of what he's done as a receiver and just the numbers that are just how valuable he is to that team.
Yeah.
He's
historic.
He's doing these numbers with Robert Woods, who's obviously lost during the course of the season. He's still putting up numbers, beating double teams, making big plays. Even with, like I said, a viable, a better than viable option with OBJ, who was complimenting and will be a benefactor to the coverages and everything that I'm sure that's going to be, leaning towards Cooper Kupp during the Super Bowl.
Do you think the Bengals' pass defense is weak? Because stat-wise,
they're in
what
the
do you
Super
see?
Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl,
You're right.
so you can't say that they're weak by any means. And honestly, this is a scary team.
Yeah, they are.
You think about it; they have a chance, more than a good chance to win this game.
Yeah, a lot of people are selling short.
I honestly say that because they beat the Titans and they beat the Chiefs. These are two good teams.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Chiefs, they're a great team. They're one of the top 2 teams in the league.
Yes.
And the Chiefs, again, they hit a stride to where, again, you would have thought. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of people lost a lot of money because they thought that they were going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
But again, Joe Burrows, he's no joke.
Yeah. What do you see in his game?
Swag.
A lot of swag,
what
confidence.
About his fashion? The chain, the turtleneck, the glasses.
He stole that from The Rock.
He needs a stylist. He needs a stylist. He's trying. Not bad for a white guy. He's trying.
He
not bad for a white guy from Ohio.
Yeah, not bad for a white guy.
He looks like an English professor.
Right, but
that's not fair.
But regardless of that, when he puts that cape on, which is that uniform, he's honestly, he's the real deal. And just think about where he's come from in terms of his play coming off an ACL injury. I think what we're seeing with Joe Burrow's coming back from this injury, just think about Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what everybody kind of expected from Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I know I got off the subject with the team, but Jimmy
You're a big
was
Niners fan over there.
but Jimmy was. I think everybody expected Jimmy to play back to form before he got hurt. And he never got it. I don't know if it's a mental thing with him, but he never really got back on track. You kind of saw flashes of it, but Deebo Samuel, he was the one. He was the MVP of that team. Yeah. He's the one that made that team go.
He's incredible.
Yep. Yeah. And it's unfortunate for Jimmy. Again, I think going into the playoff, had they gone a little bit further, I think this maybe would have saved his career a little bit with the Niners. Mm-hmm. But that last game, and I even said it, with some interviews, that team was only going to go as good as Jimmy G played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think if nobody picks him up, he's got maybe a second career as like a model or something? He's a good-looking kid. Too good-looking to play football?
I got some a clothing line he can model.
That's why I'm trying to set you up.
And there's a clothing line.
Yeah, I got a clothing line. You know what I mean? I'm telling you.
That's what you call boom, Jason Kidd.
Yeah, you see
he's
that?
A handsome man.
That was an assist.
That was an assist.
A layup. You know what I mean? But handsome, I mean, that can only take you so far. It can't take you anywhere on that gridiron.
Yes.
Well, you had a lot of TV love after your playing days. You're a handsome man.
I mean, that's because, I do it on and off the field. You know what I mean? I have to prioritize.
Okay, no, I really do want to ask you about that. I'm kind of a reality show junkie.
Okay.
And I really watched the T.O. show. I loved the T.O. show.
Yeah, that guy's a character.
He's a character, right? What's the best part and worst part about being on a reality show? Because I feel like the camera in your face, after a while, you don't even notice it, right?
I don't know if I can say that there's a best and a worst part. I mean, it was something to get adjusted to.
Yeah.
But I kind of had the experience of being in front of the cameras, post-game interviews and things of that nature throughout the course of my careers. And once you start filming, it's like you don't even realize the cameras are there.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Me and the camera, we're one with each other.
Yeah. I think so.
I mean? You love the camera loves you.
I couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
Because I love me some me.
Let me ask you this. So next year, who's picking you up? Because obviously you're going to be playing next year. You're
that's
not
possible.
Retired. Yeah.
That's
team
possible.
You want to go to? What quarterback you want throwing to you? Who needs you the most?
Dude, at this point,
what team can you save?
I mean, it's a number of teams I could have contributed to in the playoffs. I mean, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would have brought me to that squad,
they needed it.
Yeah,
I would be in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah,
I'm guaranteeing it because they struggled in the first half.
Yeah,
because nobody could get open.
Yeah,
and again, and I get management teams. They're looking to really groom the younger players, but sometimes experience outweighs talent.
Interesting.
And I have a lot of experience with talent. So you think about, no, I'm just being serious. I'm just being serious.
Can I just acknowledge the smoothness of that? That was like, boom. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, look at how Tampa Bay struggled in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Against, was it the Rams, right?
Yeah.
First half, yeah.
And then they came back.
Incredible.
Right.
They almost won that game.
It would have. You're right. It would have been a great story.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you.
A combo, both in their 40s, Tom to T.O.
Yeah.
To win that game.
That's all right.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'll find my lane.
No, I like.
So who's it going to be next year? Who's it going to be?
I was texting, my coach Andy Reid. I've been texting him all year to bring me in.
Right. Just for diet advice.
That too. And also, I really want to get back at him because my first year with the Philadelphia Eagles, we had a bet. So when I played with the Niners for about 8 years, I adopted wearing the tights just like Jerry did.
Yeah.
So when I when I left the Niners and I went to the Eagles, I went out for my first practice. And so traditionally I go out in my tights, no shorts or anything on. And I go to my first practice, I'm out there on the field, and one of the equipment guys came to me and was like, yo, you need to go inside to put on your shorts. And I'm like, what? He was like, I'm like, what do you mean? He said, Andy wants you to go put on some shorts. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like, I've been dressing this way for 8 years. I mean, I modeled my attire like after the best receiver in the game. And that was one of Andy's rules, is that he didn't want anybody with like just tights on.
There's a little too much body for Andy Reid.
Now that you say that, I think he was jealous. Shame on you, Andy. All these years, I just figured out you were jealous of my body.
Oh.
But long story short, so he knew that bothered me. So I went back in. I was reluctant to do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to ruffle any feathers my first time there. So I go in, put on my shorts, I go back out and I practice. And then we had a chat about the shorts versus no shorts. Mm. And he said, you really want to wear, you don't like those shorts. I'm like, no, sir. And so he's like, how about a wager? And I'm like, sure, I'm up for it. And then he said, how many touchdowns do you think you're going to score this year? And I said, well, how many? What's the top? And I think it was around like 13 or 14. And I said, I'll beat that. And he said, you do realize that nobody's, I think, has scored over however many. It wasn't 14. I don't even think it was 10. And so he said, if you break that record, I'll come out to practice in some tights. Do you know when I got hurt, I was at 14?
Oh, no. Right there.
I was at 14.
Get out.
With 2 games to go.
For everyone's eyes' sake, I'm kind of glad you did.
No. I wanted so badly to see him in tights. So bad. So I'm eager to possibly, like I said, if they would have me come on as, player coach. But they brought Josh Gordon back, and he didn't really do anything the entire year. I could have been that productive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you look at, and this is what I proposed to him, and just with, the situation when it was rumored that I was wanting to go to the Buccaneers, I could be very advantageous 3rd down and red zone.
Totally,
yeah.
Until I got myself in shape.
Yeah.
So fast forward, if you look at, let's go reverse a little bit. The Chiefs, when they lost, guess where they were? Because nobody couldn't get open. In the red zone.
Absolutely, couldn't convert.
Mahomes scrambling backwards.
Yeah. Exactly.
No one was open.
So you got to think about, for me, like I said, I don't need to play every down. I don't need to play 60, 70 snaps. But my IQ of the game, and like I said, knowing where and how to run routes and reading defense, I knew that I could be very valuable in 3rd down situations, because that creates mismatches. Yeah. You got Tyreek Hill, you got Kelsey.
Hardman.
Yeah. It's going to create mismatches. And I'm a guy that thrived in the West Coast offense, because even when you're covered up, there's rules based on where you're on the field of how to uncover and where to go. And I was very good at that early on in my career. Most of my touchdowns, it was from improvisation.
After just the route went bad and you just
when
figured
plays
it out.
break down, you have plays. They're not going to go as you think they are. Just like relationship.
Right, no.
It all comes back to love.
Yeah, it breaks down at
Candles,
some point. You got to improvise.
Routes.
Yeah, you got it.
And communication.
Yeah, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. It never goes the way you think you're going to go. Just like in boxing, they say you have a game plan until you get hit, and then you throw it out the window. Yeah. What was the strongest part of your game, you think? Was it the route running? Was it the improvising? Was it that you were just bigger, stronger, more dedicated?
My physical attributes really helped me as I became knowledgeable about the game. So a lot of, like with Cooper Kupp and some of these other guys, when you talk about yak or rack, run after catch or yards after catch, that's where I thrive. And early on in my career, I started to see the success that I had. Once I started to understand my ability and what I could do, I had some drops because I wanted the ball so bad, because I knew once that ball was in my hand, there was something special that was going to happen.
Right, you got a little over anxious.
Yeah.
Well, we are anxious for the big game coming up on Sunday. Let's go ahead. I have 2 questions. Who do you want to win? Who do you think will win?
My want and think are probably the same.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, the Cincinnati Bengals they're dangerous.
Yes.
And I think if the Rams go in this game and underestimate them, they're going to find themselves behind.
Yeah.
And Joe is not playing like your average second-year guy in the league.
He's a kid.
But he's played in big games before. So you've seen the playoff game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And obviously the trenches are really what's going to, I think, win this game. If these guys can keep Burrows upright, and he do And he does what he's been doing all year, finding Higgins and Jamar and mixing, and they mix it up and have a balanced attack. It's going to be a lot of sad people here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. But he can win getting sacked 9 times. That's the incredible part.
And that's my thing. If he can win getting sacked 9 times, just think if you cut that in half.
Yeah, in half, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you heard it there. T.O.'s picking the Bengals to win it.
Okay, well, now we have a little game we want to play with you before we let you go.
Oh, I love games.
Here's the catch.
Is this a love game?
No, Mr. Romance. No.
Oh, it's Valentine's Day is around the corner.
It's getting warm over here. The candles, the wine.
If you're going to get a candle, if you don't get T.O.'s candle, Daddy has a candle, other candles have no value. They're not T.O.'s candles.
No, they're not.
No.
My candles are made with intent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And love.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so the game is called Here's the Catch. So we're going to give you a scenario, and it's almost like Would You Rather. So we're going to give you a scenario, and you tell us if it's worth it once we tell you what the catch is, okay?
Okay.
So the first one is you could play one more season in the NFL, and you could name your salary and team, everything. But here's the catch. You have to be a kicker.
Okay.
Would you do it?
He'd do it.
You'd do it, yeah.
Yeah, I think if Chad can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, there you go. All right. They got an easy job, don't they, kickers?
Oh.
Yeah, it's
He
easy.
hates kickers.
I hate kickers.
It's easy. Actually, it was easier till they moved that field goal back.
Right,
You're right.
Right.
And you saw those guys have to put their work in now. They're just not, at practice lollygagging around, and they have to put some work in now.
If they miss a big one, do you guys haze them a little bit or trip them or something? Or
no, you just look at them sideways.
That gives me chills just thinking about that.
Hey.
Going in the locker room after missing a game.
They wanted to be a kicker. Make the field goal.
When I think about kickers missing field goals, I don't know what coach I was or what team, what game I was watching, but some kicker missed the field goal, and you could read the coach's lips, and he said, "That sorry SOB missed it." I don't know who. Every time people talk about kickers, that's what I think about.
It's a lot cleaner than what people are saying on the other side of the TV. I'll tell you that in the town that he lost to.
Oh man, hey, those guys get death threats.
Yeah, I know. It's
brutal.
Sad,
It's brutal.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one. Here's the catch. Okay. The Eagles could have beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, but here's the catch. After the trophy ceremony, when all your teammates go out celebrating, you had to stay and clean the entire stadium by yourself, seats, aisles, bathrooms, concourse, everything alone.
What about it?
Would you have done that to win it?
Yeah, with the trophy right by my side.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Absolutely. I'll be posing. I'll be TikToking, selfies. I'll be all over the internet.
Yeah, as long as you can have your phone with you, you do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
I'll be posing, all types of stuff.
All
You
right.
know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
I have more commercials than Baker Mayfield in the stands than his progressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. All right. Go ahead, Olivia.
Okay. You are offered the opportunity to be the halftime performer at the Super Bowl. But here's the catch. You have to endure a major wardrobe malfunction on national TV. Is it worth it? You might come out in those tights, a little less than those tights.
Oh, man. Man, the world might be in for a treat. I don't know. I mean, if Janet can survive it, I think I can survive it.
I think she thrived after that, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get me a good PR team.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, Terrell, you could have... Terrell, sorry.
I even reminded him before you got here. I reminded him.
My name's Giannis. They mess it up too. Giannis.
Is it spelled the same way as Giannis?
It's spelled different, but you can spell it 3 ways. But we're both Greek. You can spell it.
But you're not the real one.
I'm not the real one. No,
the real one's playing tonight.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the least Googled one.
You're
The real
definitely
one.
not the freak.
I'm not the freak. No.
Well, we didn't say that.
All right. Well, yeah. In a different way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Terrell.
Yeah.
You could have broken the Bengals' all-time receptions in a season record, but here's the catch. For that entire year, you have to change your name to Ocho Uno.
Ocho Uno?
Ocho Uno.
Oh, no problem.
You
All right.
like that?
Oh, no problem.
Who had the better name change, Chad Johnson or the Washington football team?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I thought you was going to add Ron Artest in there. Meta World Peace.
Meta World
World
Peace.
I'm going to go with Chad.
What do you think of the Commanders?
It's commanding a lot of attention.
It is.
Unwanted, unnecessary attention.
I don't hate it.
Commanders?
Yeah.
I like Washington football team.
I like Washington
a lot of
football
people
team.
did.
Or like
Yeah.
Washington lobby-owned senators. I like that too.
WFT
Yeah.
instead of WTF.
WTF.
All right, go ahead, Olivia.
Okay, your quarterback could have been Tom Brady. You mentioned you wanted to play with him last year, or this year at the Buccaneers. But here's the catch. Your coach would have had to have been Bill Belichick.
That's fine.
You would have wanted to play for him?
I've never really had a problem with the coach.
He's a little scary.
I mean, like a smart coach will put the right players and put the ball in their hands in position to succeed. And that, honestly, that's why I loved Andy Reid so much. Coming over from San Francisco. Nobody really. I think they saw glimpses of what I was to become in San Francisco toward the end. But once I got with Philly and then Dallas, you know, my
skyrocket.
Yeah, the trajectory of my career, I think it was off the charts.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to say I did not write this one. So don't get mad at me. You get offered great Super Bowl tickets for this game on Sunday, but here's the catch. The seat is next to Donovan McNabb.
I'll watch it at Popeyes.
Oh!
I'll watch it at Popeyes.
I didn't write it. I didn't write that.
Oh, it's all good. I knew it. Something in my spirit knew it was a Donovan. I knew it.
You knew it was coming.
I would rather watch it on a. I would rather watch it with the homeless.
Okay, so you guys are good friends now. It's good to know.
I mean, hey man.
All right,
friends is a stretch.
It's a stretch. A little bit of a stretch. Okay, I got what you're saying. All right,
it's a stretch.
Giannis, what was the one with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, that was a good one too.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Yeah,
but that should be our last one. It was good.
Yeah, where is it?
Okay.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. You get offered a head coaching job in the NFL, but you have to switch bodies with Andy Reid and switch voices with Patrick Mahomes.
You have to sound like Yoda.
Guys, you know I'm black, right?
So
that's going to be hard.
Yeah, that is going to be tough. Yeah. Yeah.
Switch bodies.
Yeah. Do you think?
But you're coaching. You're not playing.
I know. I do not hear what I said. It's hard for black coaches to get a head coaching job.
I get it now. Okay.
Duh.
Okay.
Well, that just went straight over both of you guys' head.
It was a good one too.
Yeah.
We're stupid.
Actually,
it's a good one. Do you think Mahomes could do voiceover as Yoda if Lucas needs him?
George
Lucas?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sounds a little like Yoda, no?
Yeah. He has a bit of a little raspy.
Yeah. Would you be able to not laugh in the huddle when he called your number? Okay, T.O., we're going to go. We're going to go wide out, T.O.
All I need to do is just catch the ball.
Yeah, just catch the ball.
Just catch the ball.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
That's a good place to end. That was a ton of fun, Terrell. Thank you so much.
You were so much fun.
Hey, we've come a long way since 2016, last time we talked.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Easy.
Make sure you get those candles for baby number 2.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. You will get baby 2. Yeah, baby number 2. Because I have desire, dedication, and discipline. I mean, the scents are,
They're sultry.
That they are.
They're sultry.
Where can people find the candles? We'll leave on that.
Sultryaura.com. That's SOULTRYAURA.com. Or you can go to my Instagram and there's a content X Studios, like a link tree, and it has pretty much a list of everything that I have going on.
Nice. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And you can follow Terrell at Terrell Owens. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, Peter Andrew joins us, and we're going to talk about player props and fun side props for the big game coming up.